Hello, hello, hello. I'm Ed Jones. I'm the founder of Beyond the Field Player Development. This podcast is here to provide exposure to the player development field. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time with me here on this podcast. Today is another bonus episode. If you're new here and don't know much about player development or this podcast, please go check out the two videos on player development, explaining player development that I've left in the show notes for you. Today is National Signing Day. And I want to take time to talk about player development and the National Signing Day. This is a quick episode, but I wanted to take time to talk about this topic. I wrote a blog post on this topic in 2021. You can find that in the show notes. We got a player development testimonial. Before we start the show, I want to thank my guy, Will Baggett, who says this about the player development pod. It has increased my knowledge of the ins and outs of player development. Will, thank you so much. My guy, Will Baggett. If y'all don't know who Will Baggett is, take the time to go right now, follow him, Bag Talk, hashtag Bag Talk, hashtag BAGGTALK. You'll find him, monetize your message. My man Will is doing great things. He's helped me so much in my career, and this means so much to me that he's listening to the podcast and he took the time to give this review. Thank you so much, Will, for all you've done for me and my family. And I'm excited to see, man, where this year takes you. All right, major announcement. The Player Development Pod will be May 19th and 20th. It will be virtual. If you're interested in sponsoring this event, please click the interest form in the show notes. This is an event where athlete development professionals, player development professionals from around the world will be attending. So if you want to get your product and your services in front of those who serve student athletes, this is a conference for you to do it. All right, National Signing Day is here. National Signing Day is here. This day means so much to me. Now, when I played, I was not one who was able to, participate in this because I just wasn't that athletic. I was a good player, but nobody thought I was good enough for them to sign me on scholarship. But I got to go back to my alma mater where I played as a coach, and I had the opportunity to be in the role of recruiting coordinator, and I helped about 50 guys live out their dream to play college football. So this day is special to me. I get these feels, right? Because you see these athletes who have done so much. They've worked so hard to get this. You see these families and how much they've put into it and how now, they don't have to pay for the education of their son. There's also, young ladies signing today. Congratulations to you all. But the parents don't have to pay for the education of their children. It's incredible. You get to see, oh man, I'm getting the butterflies right now. You get to see the families, the grandparents, everybody's excited. And it is an incredible day. I just have an overall joy for the players. Now, this episode is meant to talk about National Signing Day and player development. So I will get to that. So in the role of player development, National Signing Day comes after weekends of official visits. So at these official visits, you get to meet the family, you get to take them out to dinner. They're on your campus for 2 days, 3 days, or 3 days, 2 nights. And you just get to build these bonds. And these bonds are already built when they were in recruiting. These bonds were built when they came to camps. And so these are 15, some of these guys, you've seen them since they were 15 years old. Now they are 17, 18 on your campus. And so you built that relationship. And as you get closer to signing day, there's going to be, athletes you thought were going to sign with your school who signed with another school. I was never one of those ones like, hey, you're tripping. I always would respond or send a message and say, hey, congratulations to you. You made the best decision for yourself. Now, the day, what does it look like on that day? That day, you got your staff, like snacks or breakfast or lunch where there's balloons everywhere. There's confetti. There's all this signage. There's, everybody's around. Like you see it on TV. I remember when I was a high school coach, I was like, is it really that cool? Because on TV, they hype it up. Everybody gets excited. That's not really how it is. I mean, that I guess not a fax machine anymore, but they scan those national letters of intent in at 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. So you already know there's like a few players that you don't know. And there's some true, like some players will say like, hey, I want to wait till, I have the ceremony at my high school gym at 1:00 and then I'll send it. But most of that, it's already mostly done by 9:00, honestly. And some of that stuff is for cameras, which is kind of like when I saw it in a row, I was like, oh, dang, that's not real, but it is what it is. I used to have this tweet deck with all the different conferences and their signing day stuff. Shout out to all the content creators who put in so much work for this day. But then, it kind of dies down, right? It dies down. It's normally a half day. You leave around 1:00. And so what I do is right around 10 o'clock, I go to my office when, everybody's kind of out of, the place we had snacks or the gathering, or we've already done the athletic department, get together. Sometimes it happens at night, but I'll go in my office and I'm texting these guys now. I'm texting them like, hey, sending personal messages. Here's my number. Some of them already have it. Here's my number. I'm proud of you. Enjoy today. Enjoy the night with your family. Because tomorrow I'm texting them and we got to get stuff done. We have to take care of stuff to get them prepared to come on campus. Once again, I'm a big believer in them enjoying it. I don't want them to worry about this or that the day of, maybe even it's Wednesday. So maybe even all the way throughout the week. But sometime after signing day, the real deal happens. So I'm reaching out to them. We're trying to get their application in for admissions, make sure they get admitted to the university. Academics is setting up their summer school schedule, or if they're coming in the spring, let's say they're early enrollee, we're setting that up, or that's already set. We got to get with housing, make sure they know where they are. We get with EQ to send in their sizes. So when they get there for workouts, they're good. The strength staff has already measured them. They're sending them a packet. If they're coming in the summer, they're sending them a packet of what to do, what lifts they should have. And then compliance is sending a massive amount of forms to make sure they fill out and understand, the things they can and cannot do as student athletes. And so that's the other part of National Signing Day. It's a great day. I really get excited for the players, but then once it dies down, the real work starts and we have to get them enrolled as a student athlete and get them prepared to make an impact, not only on the field, but off the field as a college football player and the experience I've had. Now, the day is fun. I love seeing the pictures with their family. National Signing Day, once again, is just a great achievement for these student athletes. I know a lot of people kind of get on them because they're like, blessed to receive this, blessed to receive that. They're young kids. They've worked hard for that. This is a great day. So as you listen to this on National Signing Day, if you're a family member of a student athlete who signed a scholarship, take the time and enjoy. Think back to all the work they put in. If you're a fan listening to this, maybe you got to hear the background of like what happens after National Signing Day. But once again, shout out to everybody who covers it. Shout out to the student athletes who signed the scholarship. Shout out to the parents who supported them. Shout out to everybody who's made this possible. Thank you for listening. I hope you have an incredible National Signing Day. Well, that's all for today. If you're new here, give our Head Coach's Guide to Player Development a listen by clicking on the playlist created for it. I look forward to the next podcast where we jump back into the Head Coach's Guide to Player Development with our final episode of the series, taking over a program where player development is established. Also, if you haven't got your copy of the Head Coach's Guide to Player Development ebook, it is in the show notes. Go get your copy today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really value you taking time to listen to this podcast. God bless you. Have a great day. Go out and create generational impact. Don't wait. Create that generational impact today.